Well, as much as Norwich is a place to be tonight after that massive result done against Manchester City for the Canaries with a win, who would have thought it? I just have to, pay homage to our lovely backdrop tonight on the River Thames. Look at this Hammersmith Bridge. Doesn't get much better than this unless, of course, you go to Tower Bridge. But let's get to Norwich because it's going to look like it's probably not going to get better than that. A win against the champions, given the injuries that they've had as well. Did you see this coming?
Did you see this coming?
I absolutely did not see this coming.
I had a 5-0 Man City all day long.
I had 4-0, I believe.
But I tell you when I did see it coming, after about 15 minutes when they approached the game with loads of arrogance, Man City. I think Pep thought this was going to be an easy 3 points. We'll just turn up, we'll play our football, we'll keep hold of the ball, we'll play loads of possession-based football, we'll just play between the lines and we'll score some goals and we'll go back with 3 points. It never worked like that.
It definitely did not work like that as well. And I mean, kudos to Norwich, because what we thought was the fact that once Man City scored and once Sergio Aguero got that goal, the floodgates would have opened. But for somehow they still weren't able to break Norwich down. Why is that? Do you think they're missing a certain Aymeric Laporte as well there at the back that probably would have helped them?
I think so. I think along with probably Aguero and one or two others, he was their best player, Laporte, last season. He was terrific and emerging as one of the best centre-halves in world football. So, yes, he's going to be a massive miss. I still thought, though, because I've covered Pep's teams over the years. I remember when he was at Barcelona and he had Javi Mascherano playing as a holding midfield player, played him centre-half. He's done the same with Javi Martinez at Bayern. So I actually thought you'd have played Fernandinho as a centre-half with a former Rodri. So that might be something that Pep might do down the line. But you looked at Otamendi today and John Stones, and they looked as though they'd never played a game of football together. Those two especially were all over the place.
And just speaking on that Laporte injury, of course, we know that it is going to be a timely injury. Do you think it will end up costing City the title, especially given how Liverpool are going?
It's a worry because, listen, Man City are filled full of superstars, so you can identify at any given time who you think might be a miss. Kevin De Bruyne was a miss last season, but they still won the league and still performed at a high level. Aguero would be a miss if Jesus had to play a number of games. But you take out Laporte, where I think he's one of their best centre-halves. He brings balance, being a left-footed centre-half, playing on that left side. He can also play at left-back. He can play as a third centre-half as well. So you take him out of the equation, and all of a sudden, Man City, it sounds a bit strange to say, still look a little bit short defensively.
Well, interesting you should say that then, because remember, this is Manchester City's first loss in the Premier League since January. Incredible run, an incredible stat that. So given the fact that with everything that you just said and this Laporte injury, are they going to be too shell-shocked, do you think, to go on a run like that again? Yeah,
it would be very interesting to have been a fly on the wall in the dressing room afterwards, because I can imagine Pep going ballistic at his players. And he might have just said, look, this is a warning. This is a warning. You can't take any teams for granted or with a bad attitude or a touch of arrogance. It's nice to have a little bit of arrogance because it makes you play well and it makes you be confident, but you can't take the opposition, especially someone like Norwich, who's a dangerous underdog, because they've got players like Teemu, Pukki and Cantwell, who I think is going to be a superstar player. They can hurt you at any given time, but no one really saw this result coming. I think best case scenario, I think people thought that Man City would win the game, but maybe Norwich might get a goal or two and give them a fright. But the papers are going to be very interesting in the UK tomorrow morning.